Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Hesh star in tonight's movie Volcano at 9:05.
Prescott storms out as talks on global warming collapse. Inquiry into why babies died after the same emergency treatment. And forgetting the pay row, England strike where it counts.
From ITN, the ITV Weekend News with Nicholas Owen.
Good evening. The Deputy Prime Minister John Prescott has arrived back in Britain after storming out of the World Climate Conference in The Hague. He said he was gutted after the talks on tackling the problem of global warming collapsed. There may be no more negotiations until next May. From The Hague, Bill Neely reports.
This summit has failed. More flooding, more sandbags, more global warming will follow, say environmental groups. It was meant to cut pollution, to stop rising sea levels. It did not. Failure followed 14 hours of talks through the night. Britain first to call it a day.
We were so close. I'm gutted we didn't make it. That's unfortunate because people wanted the deal. But that's life. We get on with the job.
So there won't be a deal?
There's no deal. It's closed down.
Most here blame the United States for trying to avoid cutting pollution by claiming credit for the forests it plants.
We are a bit disappointed, I suspect.
The Americans say they tried harder than anyone else.
We didn't come to an agreement, so maybe we all failed. A special role of failure for the United States? Absolutely not.
Environmentalists, in tears today, say no way.
We've seen over the last 2 weeks that the Americans and their allies have fought for every loophole possible to try and water down the commitments they signed up to 3 years ago at Kyoto. We're bitterly disappointed that they don't seem to be facing up to climate change.
Third world countries vulnerable to climate change are furious.
We are the victim, and we will continue to be the victim.
Personally, I am very disappointed.
So it's over. They'll meet again in a year. But with some European governments accusing America of wrecking the summit, and the US accusing Europe of being unhelpful, it will take a while for temperatures here to cool. Bill Neely, ITN, The Hague.
An urgent inquiry has been ordered into an emergency procedure that's being linked to the deaths of 5 premature babies. They died after feeding tubes were inserted close to their hearts. Medical experts say the practice saves the lives of thousands of babies each year. Juliette Bremner explains.
Dawn and John's first child lived for less than a week. Surgeons inserted a tube into their son's heart to feed him following a bowel operation. Despite making good progress initially, baby James died after just 6 days when the tube punctured the wall of his heart.
At first it was just total disbelief. I just couldn't believe that to us, by then he was a healthy baby. I just couldn't believe that that could happen.
After his death at St Mary's in Manchester, it emerged that James was one of 5 premature babies who died in North West hospitals following complications.